Graduation season is upon us, and college grads about to enter a very competitive job market.
Yeah, the unemployment rate for recent grads is nearly 6%.
Hey there, comedy fans. Has anyone tried to get a job lately? If you read the title to the video you just clicked on, well, you already know I have. I'm looking. Don't worry. I'm not quitting YouTube. No, I just thought it would be a good idea to take this random person's advice and get a day job. Regardless of my circumstances, in my search for a real job, it has come to my attention that the job market is broken. So broken, in fact, that Gen Zers are asking their parents to help them negotiate their salaries.
And here with tips on how parents can best support their children with life after college.
Oh, I don't mean they're asking for mom and dad's advice. No, they're bringing their parents with them to the interview.
Tell us about this alarming trend of Gen Z job applicants who actually bring their parents along on interviews.
Oh my goodness.
This is real.
Almost 75% of Gen Z are bringing their parents specifically to the interview.
Hey, thanks for coming in today, Ashley. Let's just get started. What qualifies you for this position? Hey, Mom. What qualifies me for this job? No, not that one. No, remember we didn't want that one. No, not that one. You remember the one that... Yeah, that one. Uh-huh. Oh. Really? Well, hang on, let me write that down. Get out of my office. Don't forget your dad. But what if you're not fresh out of college and you have half a brain and mommy and daddy didn't hold your hand throughout your early adulthood? I'm sorry, could we just pause for a second? 75%? What the? Forgetting about Gen Z for a moment, what does the job market have in store for someone who has, 15 years plus experience in a lucrative industry, highly marketable skills, and a strong work ethic? Hypothetically speaking. Well, let's go to the board. What does our highly qualified functioning member of society get for all that? Oh, just an unlivable wage, plus a load of fluff benefits and performative perks no one will use except for the C-suite, using them to justify paying qualified individuals a shit wage while they sit shoved into a cubicle under some fluorescent lights, desperately trying to climb a ladder that doesn't really exist. Now, you may be thinking I'm exaggerating about companies providing benefits in lieu of a decent salary, but let's just take a look at the job description and what it offers for a local multimedia journalist position. Okay, what are the job responsibilities? Gather information for stories, live reports for newscasts that could include mornings, nights, weekends, and holidays. So you're already giving more than 40 hours a week. Coverage of breaking news, weather, and sports. So you got to know a lot about everything. Collaborate with reporters on packages, special reports, and documentaries. So you're doing a multitude of media projects, some that will require a lot of time. Develop stories, create story ideas, and produce content on air, online, and all digital platforms. Shoot live shots and live interviews, and track news stories. Okay, this is a position that should pay at least $60,000 a year. What are they offering? $43,000. That is not a livable wage. I'm sorry. Not now, not in this economy, not with rising inflation. But a lot of companies want you to believe that it's worth it, that they provide the best working environment. And just in case you haven't looked for a job in a while, here are some of the tactics that companies use to get you to apply. First, they'll offer competitive pay. Sure, it's competitive if you're competing with other companies to see who can pay the lowest wages. We're a family. Translation? We have poor boundaries and we're going to take advantage of you at every opportunity. Paid time off. Well, yeah, I would hope so. Free water. And one of my favorites is emotional wellness support. No, that doesn't mean they're going to pay for therapy, as they should. No, they're going to pay for 1 or 2 visits with someone who's qualified to tell you to stop complaining. And then there are the performative perks, thinly veiled euphemisms for inequality in the workplace. And these are more infuriating than rage bait. Things like free coffee or beer Fridays, which is great for people who don't drink. But they think they can justify paying you a low wage if they offer these perks. Congratulations, Ashley. We'd love to have you join our family here at Corporate Jobs LLC. Here's your offer letter. This includes your salary and all those great benefits we offer. Now, we just need you to sign your soul away. excuse me, sign your name. I really needed like 10 more grand a year, but now that you mention it, unlimited snacks and 20% off a ski pass I'll never use because I don't ski, 20% off at a store I never shop at. Oh, an air hockey table in the break room. When do I start? Hey, here's a crazy idea. Why don't you just pay me the salary I deserve, and then I can go buy my own goddamn Costco chips or pay my electric bill? But here's the thing. Even if you wanted to take a salary that should be illegal in lieu of a livable wage, once you start applying for these jobs, good luck getting through. This Reddit user says that 85% of jobs are now run through the same ATS or applicant tracking systems. And even worse, in the past couple years, background check companies have started reporting their background check reports directly to the ATS. They aren't sharing your background check with other companies, but the AI still has access and takes it into account when it is determining who should actually get interviewed. I mean, running a background check on people is not completely non-standard, but it is a little bit weird that they have all that information on you. But the job market wasn't always this bad, so why is it so bad now? First of all, employer leverage is back. COVID marked the great resignation era when workers were leaving jobs in droves, subsequently placing all the power in the hands of the employees. But then, after the hiring boom of 2021 and 2022, the pendulum started swinging back to the employers. There are many factors that have contributed to employers having the upper hand, but these are the three major ones: rising inflation, the terrible economy, and of course, the dawn of AI. And look, I really hate to be that person who says AI is ruining everything, but AI is ruining everything, y'all. There is some debate over whether companies are investing heavily in AI to reduce the workforce, or they're just overspending and using AI as an excuse to lay off a bunch of people. Regardless, Heather Long from the Washington Post argues that we are entering a stagflation, meaning that inflation is rising and jobs are getting fewer and fewer, while companies are still continuing to invest heavily in AI. And what does this mean for everybody else? Skyrocketing unemployment rates. It also means that AI is filtering all of those job applicants. Just like our Reddit user friend said, it's the same applicant tracking systems. But I think we can all agree that AI is here to stay just as much as it is unavoidable. I mean, I can't even respond to YouTube comments without the AI tool telling me what I should say. We all know AI can be wrong. In fact, when I was live streaming last fall, sometimes I'd use ChatGPT because I most likely ran out of time to pick things to put on a bingo card, and its suggestion was, Jerry Judy's gonna catch a pass. Jerry Judy hadn't been on the team in 2 seasons. And then when I corrected it, it was like, oh yeah, sure, you were right. The fact that AI can be wrong with that much confidence, if a person had gotten something like that wrong at a job, they'd probably be fired. And then they'd be stuck in this atrocious job market. Now, I know AI is filtering results because I've gotten rejections within an hour of applying for the job. But aside from faulty AI filtering tools, there's also the other issue: ghost jobs. And this is just as infuriating as those performative perks, because ghost jobs are often posted to benefit the company. And guess what? When you apply to one of these ghost jobs, they're taking your data. Yeah, that's right. They're using job applicants to gather data for their own purposes, or they're selling your data to other companies. This Reddit user says that nearly 1 in 4 job listings in the UK are ghost jobs. Companies keep them up to build a talent pipeline or to look good to shareholders, like, hey, look, we're growing, even as they have a hiring freeze. And then this user says it's basically corporate gaslighting, and I agree. In fact, I wrote the job descriptions for the last company I worked for, and we would always keep up a, hey, send us your resume anyway. I know we didn't sell that data to other companies, but it's just a common practice so that the company looks good. Look how fast we're growing. Don't you want to work here with everyone else and all these free snacks? They know that people are desperate, so they're making the interview processes longer, the requirements more and more insane, and the wages, they're lower than an SAT score of someone with ADD. Now, some people will argue that there aren't really any ghost jobs. That's just our collective imaginations, I guess. But given the fact that I've applied to over 50 jobs in the last few months and only received one callback, yeah, there's either ghost jobs or AI's doing a real shitty job of filtering everyone out. I'm going to share an experience that I had. I don't want to obviously share the details of the company that I applied for this job with. I applied for a job. I had the first interview. It went really well. I felt really good. I sent the thank you letter. Always send the thank you letter. They gave me a second interview. I felt even better about that interview. In between those two interviews, they asked me to do an assignment. I designed a thumbnail for them, okay? I could have been designing my own thumbnails. And then they ghosted me. Completely ghosted me. I sent 2 thank you letters to 2 different people. What is this company run by millennials? I have been applying to jobs for months. And despite the fact that I have 15 plus years of experience, I'm highly qualified and a damn good writer, if I might add. Trust me, ChatGPT's got nothing on me. No one will hire me, either because I'm too old, they think I'm overqualified, or maybe they just want to pay some Gen Zer who can't even make it to the interview by themselves a shit wage. And if that's the case, more power to you. Good luck, Gen Z. And then there's the side gig and AI job dilemma. But first, a word from our sponsor. That's me. Look, I know that you get on YouTube and you hear every creator saying, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. It may be the first time you've ever watched one of their videos. This may be the first time you've ever watched one of my videos. But I can assure you, it really does help the channel. And I know that sometimes, you hate to be reminded, but for myself, if I have been watching a creator and then I see them say, hey, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do watch your videos a lot. I guess I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just reminding you, subscribing is free. You don't have to spend your hard-earned $30 an hour for it. And you can always unsubscribe if you want. I hope you stay, because given the things that I'm about to tell you about the job market, it's not looking like I'm going to land one of those day jobs anytime soon. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. At some point during my job search, I got so desperate, I just started applying to things that would be really qualified as side gigs. One of those was Babbel. Babbel is a language learning platform that, I don't know, some of you may have used or you may have seen advertised right here on YouTube. So they offered me a position where I would basically just talk to someone either over the phone or through a video chat, and depending on which one, I would get paid up to $100 an hour, which sounded great, right? No, there's a lot of things they don't tell you. They don't tell you that if your sound isn't perfect, you don't get as many hours. After I had completed several of these assignments, I received an email from Babbel telling me that they were going to limit my hours because my sound quality was poor. And you know the reason they gave me? Your microphone doesn't sound professional. Last time I checked, this is a professional microphone. Anyway, I got tired of that. And then, not only is AI filtering the job applicants, but they're putting out a bunch of crap jobs. And there are so many of these out there. I applied to I don't know how many of these AI jobs just to see what I would get back in response, because they sounded too good to be true. And guess what? They were. Basically, a lot of these AI side gig jobs are offered to people so that they can improve whatever AI tool that the company owns. Like touring. There are countless jobs listed on Indeed for this company, and I applied to almost every single one just to see what I would get back. And again, they all sounded too good to be true, but I got an email telling me that all I needed to do was take an assessment, and then I could be making $50 an hour just correcting AI's mistakes. And I figured, well, it makes a lot of mistakes, so there must be a huge opportunity here. So I take the assessment. Thank you for submitting your interest. Check the form for the image video annotator role. We're excited to move you forward in the process and have attached a copy of your application for your reference. Okay, expected rate? $30 an hour? I thought this was supposed to be like $100 an hour. And then I had to answer a bunch of questions. They wanted to know my communication skills. So basically I told them I taught English at the college level. I know what I'm doing. Can't hurt to have a little extra confidence while we go into this. All right, let's take this assessment. Logic and content exercises. Logic and reasoning. Well, I'm not the best at that. Video summarization, I can do that. Gift comparison. Hey, let's do that. All right, you have one attempt to complete this task. The timer will begin once you start, and it cannot be paused. Okay, here we go. Review the visual content carefully before answering. Answer multiple choice questions about the content. Write a descriptive evaluation of the content. 250 to 300 words for $30 an hour? Start the quiz. Here we go. Carefully review the instructions. You're allowed one attempt every 90 days. Ensure you have a stable internet connection. Timer starts after you finish reviewing instructions. Okay. Oh, wait a second. I'm not on Google Chrome. All right, so I copied the link. Now we're back in Chrome. Wait a second, I have to go through this whole thing again? Essentially, I spent about 30 minutes on this whole thing, and they never responded to me. But you know what? For $30 an hour, I'm okay with that. But that was a huge waste of my time. Now, full transparency here, I took that entire test for this video, actually. I just wanted to see what they would put somebody through for $30 an hour. And it was quite a lot. It was a waste of my time, and I'm sure it's a waste of anyone else's time, even if you're desperate for a job. Regardless, AI is playing a huge role in the job market right now, whether that's through filtering out resumes, testing your logic, or simply putting false information out there because, as we've all seen, AI can and will be wrong. Otherwise, they wouldn't be paying people $30 an hour to get right what the software engineers should have gotten right in the first place if they hadn't fired them. I don't think we can point to just one cause for this atrocious job market. But until things shift, what are those of us who have put in the time supposed to do? What are highly qualified individuals who can't land an interview to save their life supposed to tell their families or their spouses when they say, how are we going to pay the mortgage this month? As for me, I spent the last 20 years climbing up a corporate ladder that never really existed for me. And now you want me to take the same pay as someone who can't even put on her big girl panties long enough to go to a job interview? Corporate America, I'm sticking to YouTube. But I guess YouTube is corporate America because it is owned by Google. But you know, at least I have some freedom here. I'm not stuck in a goddamn cubicle, that's for sure. I get to be my own boss, choose my own schedule, and determine my own value. I'm not even going to yell at myself for not turning on the light for this whole recording. That said, I know that this full-time creator thing is a slow burn, and it's not for everyone. So what is everyone else supposed to do? What are those people who have no desire to get in front of a camera and publish videos once a week? What are they supposed to do? So even if the checks aren't coming in today, I am more committed than ever to creating my own life, my own income, my own stability, my own security through YouTube and whatever other opportunities YouTube brings. Took me 10 tries to get that sentence out. I don't know if any of this is going to work, but what I do know is that I am not going to spend however many years I have left on this planet sitting under some fluorescent lights, even though I'm staring at one that's causing me to squint this whole time. People need security, they need stability, and you're not going to entice them into a long-term job when your very first offer is what I made at an entry-level salary 10 years ago. And what about people who are even older than I am? Their parents are probably dead. How will they know what to say in the interview? Hey, you forgot your dad. Really? This is the best you could do? Thanks for watching. Hey, and if you like to laugh, watch this video next. Or any of my videos, really. YouTube wants you to watch them. I want you to watch them. So watch them. No, that one wanted me to be in the office like every day of the week. And until next time, definitely stay unleashed. Hey, if you learned something or I made you laugh or you're still here, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It is much appreciated. And thank you so much to all of my subscribers. I cannot wait to see what this next phase brings. Now, we do offer access to a bathroom and some tap water if you're thirsty. I don't have any jokes left. This is sad. Hey, you're still here. Thank you. Did you subscribe?